Welcome back, everyone, for my Turkey Day leftover Saturday special. As you can see, I'm back in the saddle, in the head chair, but props goes out to my cameraman who filled in for me on Thursday. I had 2 fixed frees so far this week. I went 1-0-1, including nailing another upset special. So I have 4 picks for you for tomorrow's games. So before we get to it, so far this year, my record now is 32, 30, and 4. And my upset alerts, I am 9, 2, and 2. So for my first pick, I like the Falcons minus 5.5 over the Cardinals. Coming out of their bye week, the Falcons should have all their offensive weapons healthy and ready to go against a road-weary Cardinals team who are making their 3rd trip to the East Coast in 4 weeks. And I look for the Falcons D-line and Beasley and Freeney to be in the Cardinals backfield and give trouble to Palmer all day as they're facing 2 backup tackles who have been giving up lots of pressures. And on offense, I look for Matt Ryan to use the Cardinals pass rush against him with quick throws to Sanu and Gabriel, as Peterson will be on Jones, which I think he'll get his yards, but he might not as much. And by the 4th quarter, the Falcons' speed on defense or on offense will be too much for this Cardinals team. For my next pick, I like the Texans +2 over the Chargers. Last game out, Brock Osweiler had one of his better games in a loss, but he did some things which I think could carry over to tomorrow's game against Chargers secondary, who are missing some weapons, and I think Brock's cannon of an arm will be able to give it to Hopkins, Fuller, and his other speed receivers. And he'll get help in the backfield as they'll get a steady diet of Miller time. And on the other side of the ball, the strength of the Texans secondary will be able to let Phillip Rivers hold the ball longer than he wants for Clowney and the other pass rushers to rattle him and knock him down into the turf in Houston. For my next pick, I like the Raiders -3 over the Panthers. The Panthers in this one will be without both anchors on their offense and defensive lines, and center Khalil and middle linebacker Luke Kuechly. That doesn't spell good news going into the black hole against the best offensive line in the league. So I look for Carr to have plenty of help in the backfield with his triplet of running backs, and this will open things up down the field for his plenty of weapons at receiver against not so great Panthers secondary. And Cam Newton will be under lots of heat with Irving, Mack, and friends living in his backfield, and their linebackers will act as a spy for his scrambles. Yes, the Raiders keep on streaking. For my next pick, I like the Broncos -3.5 over the Chiefs in the Sunday Nighter. Coming out of their bye, the Broncos are the healthiest they've been since training camp, which I think the Broncos secondary will be able to sit on lots of the Chiefs' short passing game routes, as they don't have a deep receiver to stretch the field. And this will be able to drop an extra safety in the box to stop the running game. And defensive back Peters is just coming off knee and hip injuries, so I think the speed of Sanders will be too much for him to keep up to. And the Broncos running game will be back on track, as the Chiefs have had trouble stopping the run in the past few weeks. Yes, the Broncos inch closer to catching the Raiders in the three-headed race in the AFC Wild West. So for a quick recap of my Thanksgiving Day leftover Saturday special, here are my picks, and good luck.